All right. Change this chat to live. Good morning. It is 6 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't sleep because there's this weird hum. I don't know if this shipyard, one of the shipyards, is running some kind of new equipment or doing something, but it woke me up. So y'all have to excuse me if I still look a little tired. But I just wanted to come on and talk about what I'm working on and real quick. I haven't done an update video in a while. So today I'm trying to finish some fingerless gloves. This is a simple 1x1 rib pattern. You cast on an even number of stitches. In this case, I cast on 34. This is some Red Heart Super Saver, the big skein. I don't know what colorway this is. It looks like different, like coffee to me, different shades of like your coffee, your cream, stuff like that. I'm not sure that, but that's not the colorway. Um, the label is over there. Let me get it so I can see. So I save all my labels for the year. Like this one has a pattern on it that I might try. So it's called rattan, rattan. That's the color way. But so basically, this one is made using 34 stitches on your knitting needle, and you just knit one purl one to the end. And when you flip the work, because it's an even number, um, since you did a purl on the other end, you're gonna be starting with a knit on the other side. So you don't have to worry about making sure you're in the. You're just gonna do knit one purl one, knit one purl one, and so you end up with this nice stretchy rib one by. I mean, it's really stretchy fabric, and that's the reason I like knitting it is because it snaps back. So basically, with 34 stitches, and this is worsted weight, even though this looks like it wouldn't fit on someone's hands, it will. um, and so it makes it nice and snug for whoever's wearing it, nice and warm. And so I did 34 stitches and I did 9 inches long. That way, the person, the thumb would go, your thumb gusset, your thumb hole would go right about here. But I'm gonna take them to work, and the person that want them have her put her hand in there, and I can determine where to put the thumb for her because I have big hands. And then once I get where I need to put the thumb for her, I will seam up the side. That's why I left all this yarn so that I can seam it up. And I think do it like this, have the dark part on the bottom where the wrist is, where you're resting your arm on your desk all the time and stuff. But I was surprised how nice this looks knit up. And so I think I'm going to get some more and make me another cardigan out of that. So I think the cat's trying to come in because she hears me talking. So this is how much I have to do on the other one. I have 5 more rows to do on this one, and then it'll be done. So this is the cowl. Like she got a poncho and a hooded cowl, a little snood. What do you want to call them? I don't know what you call them when you make a cowl that's long enough to go up over your head. I think it's called a snood. But she wanted another one to kind of go with her coat. And so what I did was I just crocheted V-stitch. It's a V-stitch pattern. And then around the edge, I put a the shell border around the edge so she'll know which side is which. And it's very cute. And I'm thinking about making me one. But I chained I chained 80 stitches. Yeah, I think I chained 80 stitches. And I started with this end hook so that I could get this drape at the bottom. And then I switched over to, I think this is okay. I got my new eyes, but shiny stuff is hard for me to read now. On these hooks, it was hard anyway. But I think this is okay. I'm not sure because it's so shiny, it's hard to see the lettering on it. Let me see. But it is a 10.5 millimeter with my knitting gauge. Yeah. On the boy, it's a 10.5 millimeter as well. Good morning, love. Crochet Babe 65. Thank you. So let me see if I have any cheat sheets in here for that. So this is a K. It's a K hook, 10.5. So this is my little book that has can't even think this morning. It's too early. Graph paper. It's a book of graph paper, and I write down notes and I put the like design information and stuff in there, stuff I'm working on. And so in the front of it, I have a like the Afghan, like the child and adult size baby blankets, a little printout for that. And then I also have the hook sizes in here for knitting needles. It has knitting needles and it has crochet hooks so that you can look up the millimeter and then you can see what the letter is, because you never know when you get your crochet hooks, especially now. Sometimes they'll have the letter on them and they don't have the millimeters, and sometimes it'll just have the millimeter and it won't have the letters. So this way, if you have like a little book that you keep your notes and stuff in, you can always just look in there, use it as a reference tool as well as something that you're storing your designs or any information that you have on patterns and stuff like that. And so I used this K hook for the rest of the cowl, because I wanted the stitches to be like tighter along the body of the cowl basically. And because like I said, using that P hook or N hook, whichever it was, gave me like the drape I needed, the looseness I needed for down there. And so then this part is more for the coverage and everything. And it was cute. And like I said, I think I cast on like 80 stitches. So you have to do like 80 to 90 stitches if you're using a large hook like that. And then switch over to a hook that's a couple of sizes smaller to do the rest of the cowl. But as you can see, that pattern is real pretty and it stripes. Even using the larger crochet hooks, you get a nice selection of stripes. So it has, just from the knitting, you can see that it has a long repeat value when it comes to that yarn. So it's a nice yarn. So it will make a nice striping sweater. And speaking of sweaters, I finished my cardigan. And so here it is. My new work cardigan. And I did a shell edging on the button band, and I used the shells for the buttons. And I used these peach buttons with this blue, and it turned out real nice. Oh, I still got something in my pocket. I was looking for this too. So I had stuff in my pockets. So my coworker Mari, I hadn't made I knit the button bands. The button bands are knit. And my coworker Mari told me to told me to put pockets on it. And so I did. Added pockets to it. But I also added a secret pocket up here for my MP3 player at work. So I popped my MP3 player up here. It still gets a real good signal. And then the cord for the headphones, comes out right there. So it's not, draped down, getting tangled up and stuff. It comes out right here, and I have it like coiled up with a little piece of tape to keep it from, unraveling. And so that way I just have enough cord to go into my ears, and I don't have to worry about the cord being all over the place. And I got my little secret pocket with my MP3 player right here. So yeah. So this was the Red Heart and the Caron Ogo. It's the same exact yarn. Um, some of it was Red Heart, and then some of it was Caron. Um, the Colorama Halo, and the colorway is, I'm trying to find it. Is it on this side? Bluestone Frost is the colorway, but it's the exact same yarn. And I did do some color control on it because how I wanted it to look as far as the sleeves, and I wanted them to be similar but not the same, not the same tone. I wanted it to look kind of like a patchwork, you know. So I finally finished that. She has her buttons on, she has her pockets. And so then what I started working on, I cranked out a couple of hats. I'm gonna move the camera so y'all can see those. So those hats that are hanging up there, I cranked out. There were four, but I gave one of them to my granddaughter. So I cranked out four hats, and on the Centro, and then I started working on, and I did some baby blankets. I did one for my nephew, um, using the bush stitch because I wanted to do something that was quick and fast. So I used the bush stitch for that one. It's over there somewhere. And I put a granny stitch border, or like a single crochet, no, a double crochet shell in the corner border around it. I think I did 2 rounds, and it turned out really nice. And I used the what is it called? I used the rest of that Hobby Lobby. Um, it's like a white with little flecks of pastel colors in there, like the baby pink, the baby blue, the lemon yellow, the little lime light green, that fleck yarn. And also, but it was Hobby Lobby. I finished the blanket that I did, and I started before my mom passed for Luna when my daughter was pregnant with her. So I finished that blanket. It's crazy because I finished that blanket and I gave it to my daughter for my new grandson that's supposed to be due in February. And I think it's February. And then I had enough left over that I started another baby blanket, and I had to buy one more skein to finish that blanket for JC's baby. I don't know when his baby is due, but I got to get that in the mail to him. Um, just trust me, it's over there, and I don't feel like walking over there and getting it. Y'all can tell my voice still got it's a little croaky. So then I started. Then I did another blanket, a little hat, little booties for a coworker, and it was done in hot pink. So it's gone. Y'all know how I feel about pink. And so then my granddaughter, there was like only one skein of this yarn, and my granddaughter, Antonita, was fixated on it. She does her fake crochet. I give her a hook, and she sits there with a string of yarn, and she pretends she's crocheting while I'm crocheting. I'm hoping she's the one. I'm hoping she's the one that she'll be the one that wants to learn how to do all this stuff. So for her, since she was so fixated on that yarn, I went out and bought two more skeins of this magenta. It's magenta, and it's from Joann's in their Joann's yarn, the big twist. Now, this is why it's important to excuse me. This is why it's important to what's the word I'm looking for? Check your lot numbers. Or if you're gonna, that I had gotten that because they had a sale, and it was like there was a bunch of people in there, and they were just grabbing up all the yarn. So I just grabbed some. I'm thinking this is hot. This is a pink. I just got some. I figured one of my granddaughters or somebody would probably want something in pink, and I'll probably just use one skein for a hat or fingerless gloves, or a hat and fingerless gloves. It was enough to do, a hat and fingerless gloves and a little cowl. So I just got one skein of it just to have it in case somebody wanted something, and and it sat there and languished until Antonita saw it, and then she like playing with it. So I decided to make her a little blanket in that pink and gray. And so when I had the label, and the label said the colorway was magenta. So I went back to Joann's to get some more magenta, and you can tell that this one is lighter than this one. That's why I decided to do the stripe to separate it out. And then I also bought. Did I even get it? Mm-mm. Oh yeah. So I have two lighter shades of the pink, so that after this gray row, I'll be taking and putting an even lighter shade of pink after this one. So you know, the pink, so gradient, it'll be like a gradient separated by the gray stripes. So so I'm still working on that. Because I want it to be her big girl blanket. So it's gonna be um a good size once I put those other three skeins of pink into it. Um Now, so that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm also spinning, of course I'm spinning. So I did a spin for a friend, but that yarn's already been plied and it's in the car. I gotta drop it off at her house. But what I have finished spinning is this is some gray alpaca from Bruce Wayne's. I believe this is just Bruce Wayne's blanket. And then this is some churro. I have it written down on the labels, and the labels are somewhere over here in this mess. What's what? And I think I took some pictures of it and posted it on the Walks Far Acres, because that's where this fiber came from. The Walks Far Acres, this um, Wookie. That might be Walks for Acres fiber. I have to check and see, but I know for sure that this is some of Walks for Acres fiber right here. Arwen, that's Arwen's fiber, I believe. And then this was Wookie's fiber. So not Bruce Wayne, Arwen. But then this is the alpaca. This brown. But I don't know which alpaca that came off of. If I had to guess, I would think it might be no, because there's like 3 or 4 that was this chocolate color, dark chocolate color. So I'm not even gonna guess. So if Jana, if one of you guys is watching and you recognize that dark chocolate, it's like a dark. It's not Victoria and her little evil self because it's too dark to be hers. It's darker than what's showing up on the camera. Like more so, yeah. Now that's there you go. That's more of the color, that chocolate, dark chocolate right there. And then the next thing that I'm spinning is if I can get my bobbin off. Okay. This is some Falkland that my husband died several years ago. And I'm spinning up all that fiber. So I only have about 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 6 of those left from the Falkland we died several years ago. And so once I finish spinning those, we're gonna do another dye day. And I have some Rambouillet, I have some BFL, and I don't think I have Merino or any superwash. I think most of the white top that I have is Rambouillet and BFL. There might be a little bit of starts with a C, Cormo. There might be some white Cormo too, to dye. Then I gotta look, but I might have some braids from that last purchase when I dyed all that fiber. I might have a couple of braids of rom. Words are not coming to me today. Oh, it's weird. I'm not awake yet. Hold on. Romney. That's the word I'm looking for. So simple, and it escaped me. So it's Romney fiber, and it takes the dye really well. The pink, yeah. So it's Romney fiber, and I think I have some braids in white in Romney, and then I also have some white fleeces that I have processed, but I don't get those processed in the top. I have them processed into slivers. So it's like a sliver is like one pass on the big drum carder at the mill. It's just that it's not aligned. The fibers aren't aligned. It's just as they're coming off the drum carder, the big drum carder, they put them in the barrels. They take those barrels over to the pin drafters, and the pin drafters basically stretch and align the fibers It stretches and aligns the fibers so that all the fibers are going the same direction. That's what the pen drafting does. Then you take the slivers and you take it and put it into a separate um, pen drafter, which basically pins these separate slivers together until to form the top. I'll show you. What's going to be my next pen? Probably this one. So I'll show you on this one because that one's already been separated out. So this is my blueberry. This was like one of the favorite. I've been saving this one for my last spin. So as you can see how thick this is. So this is several slivers that have been pen drafted together. So they take the slivers off the drum carder. They pen draft each sliver and then they pen draft them together to form the top. And as you can see, you can separate these out. There's like this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 7 or 8 slivers in it to make the cone top. And I think I pull my fiber apart when I'm separating it because when you get it, like I ordered a bump. I had ordered a bump of the Romney and a bump of the Falkland. So that was like, I want to say 25 to 30 pounds each bump. And that tells you how much I spend because I've gone through all of that except for maybe if I still have some of the Romney that I haven't dyed. And I've gone through all of that Falkland, and over the last 7 years, it's been spun up. So that tells you how much I spend. um, I've gone through maybe 1, 2, 3 dry bands on my spinning wheel over the last 5 years. I wore them out. Um, so yeah, I spent a lot, but that's what I'm working on right now, and it's gonna be spinning is my salvation. I tell people that all the time. Spinning, as I say, spinning saves lives one fleece at a time. So I I will be doing a lot of spinning over the next several years while this country is in turmoil. Um, if I had the money, I would move my family somewhere else for those next 4 years, the next 4 to 6 years, or maybe forever. You never know what's going to happen. But I just feel like this is just, it makes you want to cry that so much evil and hate is in this world because of the color of somebody's skin. And it's just so downheartening that people don't think about. We grew up saying the Pledge of Allegiance in school, being proud to be in this country, being proud to be an American, um, being taught to serve, you know what I'm saying? And went into the military and to serve, and then you have people who their families have never served, they've never served, but yet they're in Congress, they're in the House of Representatives, they're in your local state governments, your local governments, but they've never They've never put on a uniform and served the people of this country in a military capacity. And they have no pride like what we have for being an American and being in this country. They serve the almighty dollar. They don't serve people. And if you haven't been in service to people, then how can you serve in those roles and say you serve people? They don't. They serve the dollar. They serve corporations and things of that nature. They don't serve people. They serve themselves and they serve their family um, future, their family's legacy. They serve legacies. They don't serve the people that put them in office. And it's sad that so many people are filled with so much hate and it's us against them. It should never be a us against them when it comes to the country as a whole. It should be Americans for Americans and keeping America in a position to take care of Americans. We're sending billions and billions and billions of dollars over to a foreign country, to foreign countries to fight wars that ain't got nothing to do with us other than money. Corporations wanting money, um, wanting contracts for weapons and things of this nature. We're sending all this taxpayer money over there when we got problems here at home that need to be fixed and solved. You got people who are homeless. You got children who don't get enough food. You got all these issues at home. How can you help somebody else clean their house when your house is dirty? When your house isn't clean? How can you send billions of dollars of taxpayers' money when you got taxpayers who are living hand to mouth, check by check by check, but you're taking their tax dollars and instead of reinvesting that money into our country, reinvesting that money into our people, you're sending it over to help strangers commit genocide. They're wiping out an entire race so they can take that land. It's all about the land. What's under that land? Is it oil there? Is it some rich metals there? What's there? Is there something there you want to hide? Knowledge? There could be knowledge there that you don't want people to find out. It's all, and that's why they want to destroy the education system. You're not educated and you believe whatever we tell you. If you don't have the books, the knowledge, you'll believe whatever we tell you. So I tell people all the time, learn for yourself, read for yourself. Just don't take somebody's word at value that they're telling you the truth. Learn, see, if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. People's actions is what shows you who a person is, the things they do. And that's all I'm going to say on it. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And so, Lord willing, we'll all make it through and everything will be okay. Um, if not, I love all y'all. Y'all take care.